Hey everyone, welcome to this Q&A event. I hope you can hear me. Hey everyone, welcome to this Q&A event. I hope you can hear me. Let me see where my voice is coming from so that I can mute the page. Hey everyone. Okay. Welcome to this Q&A event. I hope. Yep, sorry about that. I have my Twitter tab open. Just checking if you can hear me and see me okay. And if you have any questions, please feel free to start adding them in the chat. I am taking a look at it on my other screen. And I hope you're excited about Build Weekend, and I hope that you're participating this weekend. This is the first event that I'm hosting for no-code builders starting tomorrow, that is Saturday. The time zone will vary depending on where you're from, so the timing of a few sessions might be too early or too late for some of you. So I'll be talking all about it today as to what happens if you miss a few sessions and exactly how do you participate, what can you expect from this entire weekend. So that is what this session is for. I hope you find this useful. Let me see if there's any questions to start with. Yeah, hey everyone. Hey Colleen. Hey Hashir. Thank you so much for joining me. I know that you might be viewing this video from different platforms. If you're watching me from YouTube directly, please feel free to talk to me on the chat. If you're watching from somewhere else like a Twitter post embed, then you could ask me questions on the comments, but I can answer them after the session is over. I hope that's okay. So, hey everyone, welcome to Build Weekend, the pre-kickoff Q&A event that's happening right now. The kickoff is going to happen in a few hours. To be specific, it is happening at 9 a.m. Saturday, India Standard Time. So if you're in India, please be sure to wake up earlier than that and get your computer and coffee ready so that you can start building right after the kickoff. But if you're in other parts of the world, you can join a little later as well. The only thing is that please be aware of the rules so that you can start building whenever you're ready. In the next few minutes, I'm going to cover a few questions that you might have if you're absolutely new to Build Weekend, and then I can take any additional questions after that. First, what exactly is Build Weekend? Build Weekend is essentially a no-code hackathon. That's the best way to describe it. What you do in this hackathon is that you challenge yourself to build and launch a no-code project in just a weekend, right? So what you're doing is giving yourself a strict time limit and deciding to launch or ship a no-code product using just no-code tools. And also, finalists will pitch their project in front of the judges and the audience, and more on that in just a bit. Going back to what Build Weekend is, after you sign up for the event, make sure to attend the kickoff session just so that you can meet the judges and the participants and set certain goals. That's what we'll be doing at 9 a.m. IST tomorrow morning. That's how the program is going to start. The recording of the kickoff will be available to you if you're not able to attend it for whatever reason. But at the same time, you don't want to waste a lot of time once the clock starts ticking. So the best way is to, if it's at 6:30 a.m., wake up early just this once and attend the event and set the goal so that you know exactly what you're trying to do and what you're trying to build this weekend. So start building right after the kickoff session is completed. And the other thing is you need to submit the project before the deadline. For this event, the deadline is 6 p.m. on Sunday evening, India Standard Time. So 6 p.m. IST on Sunday, that is the deadline. As long as your project is submitted before this deadline, you will be considered a successful project and a successful participant who has finished Build Weekend, and you will have boasting rights of having done a feat such as that. Now, during the weekend, between the kickoff session and the deadline, in order to help you build your project better and in order to help you polish some of your skills, we do have a few workshops lined up. All these workshops will also be recorded, will be available as recordings. So, for whatever reason you're not able to attend them, you can watch them later as well. If you watch them and apply the actionable insights for your project this weekend, it will definitely help you ship a more polished project by the end of the Build Weekend's deadline this time. If you don't have the time and throughout the weekend you're heads down building, that's completely fine. These sessions are not mandatory, they're only to help you. For instance, we have a complete introductory session to no-code building. In that session, if you're a complete beginner and you have not used a no-code tool so far, and you're not really sure what to ship this Build Weekend, but you still want to participate, for such beginners, I actually have a workshop that I'm conducting after the kickoff tomorrow, where I'm teaching you how to build an app, a directory, using software. So if you already know how to use software or if you're already comfortable with no-code, you can feel free to skip that session. However, one of our judges, Ash, will be joining that session tomorrow. So just letting you know that you might be interested in joining that session just to say hi to him. The next thing is we have a design workshop and a pitching workshop. The design workshop will help you create minimum viable branding for your products. But if you've already attended my YouTube live session on designed for no coders and minimum viable branding already, feel free to skip that session. You do not have to attend it. But at the same time, if you think that you need a little bit of help with design, it's a good idea to attend this session and learn these actionable insights in real time. This will be available as a recording later. So if you miss this session because it's too late or too early where you are, you can watch it after the Build Weekend event is over as well. Finally, we have a pitching event. This pitching event is designed to help you create a really good pitch for any of your projects. So whether you're a finalist or not, remember finalists will pitch at the end. Whether you're a finalist or not, pitching skills are incredibly useful in your arsenal as a no-coder. So you might want to attend this session. Again, no pressure. If you can't attend it, it will be recorded and it will be available as a recording. So this is what Build Weekend is all about. You have 3 steps to participate. You first sign up. How do you sign up? I mean by registering your project. There is a form, if you remember, and all the links to what I'm mentioning right now are in the description of this video. There is a form that you need to fill in order to register your project. Why? It's just so that we're able to add your name to the judges evaluation form so that when we decide on the finalists, we have your name. So you need to register your project so that we know that you're participating. The second thing is you need to attend the kickoff session to meet the judges and other participants. Please try to make it to that particular session. The other sessions are not compulsory. It's fine. The second step is you build throughout the weekend, especially through Saturday and the first half of Sunday. That's when the most intense building will take place. That's when you will spend the most of your time building something that you're happy with through the weekend. And then the second thing that you can do while building is attending some of the sessions that you might be interested in. I'll just show you the calendar of events right after this. The link to that is also in the description if you want to check it out before that. So just choose the events that you're interested in and attend them. Is it one long event that never ends without breaks? No. The event officially starts with the kickoff. So Build Weekend officially starts with the kickoff and ends with the finale event. But in between, there are a few Zoom sessions that you can attend. They are 30 minutes long or sometimes 1 hour long, depending on which session that is. So after the session and before the next session there's a break. So there's no continuous Zoom call that's going on. You will have your own heads down building time. And if you don't want to attend some of these sessions, no force on that at all. Final step is, once you're happy with the build, whether you attend the other sessions or not, the only step that you need to complete to participate successfully in Build Weekend is submit your project. So submitting your project before the deadline will ensure that you've successfully completed Build Weekend. So 3 steps: sign up on the form. Second, build your project and make sure that you're happy with your progress and set goals that are realistic. Then finally, you submit your project. If you are a finalist, you will be invited to pitch your project in front of the judges and the other participants and audience during the finale event. So this is how you participate in Build Weekend. So I'm getting a question, which weekend is it? It's actually this weekend. So today is Friday, where I am. I'm in India right now. So it's Friday night. So it starts Saturday morning my time. And thank you so much, Colleen, for the call out. There is a link in the description, Build Weekend Calendar. If you click on that, it's the link to a Google Calendar that you can just add to your own. So if you just click on that calendar, you could add all the sessions in this event to your own calendar. Next, we do have a community where all the announcements and updates are being shared. People are discussing their ideas and introducing themselves. So please join the community if you already haven't. So we have the community app where it's a one single source of truth for all the information that's being announced there. The other place where we are announcing updates is, of course, our Twitter handle. If you haven't following us already, please follow us. It's at Build Weekend on Twitter. That's the handle. And please make sure to announce your participation. Many participants have already done that. Thank you so much. You just have to let people know that you're participating in Build Weekend and that they can follow your journey as you build the project. So that is the true spirit of building in public, so that you announce your intentions and you share your journey, document your progress in order to stay accountable to your community. So those are the 2 things. Join the community app to follow on Twitter for real-time updates. Then you might be wondering, why should I participate in something like Build Weekend? If you are a no-coder, you're already convinced, I'm sure, because we all know how excited we get about building things and shipping projects really quickly. This is a structured platform where you do just that. So it's a really good idea for you to build and flex your builder muscles in just a weekend while launching projects that you're passionate about. But here are some really good reasons why you should consider participating. The first thing is that whenever you engage in short periods of intense building, it accelerates your learning in a specific area. In this case, it is no-code tools. And also sharpens your builder muscle. So you will get even better for the next project that you're going to build. I'll give you an example. So you might know about this COVID app that I built during April. But before that, I actually launched 2 or 3 really small time fun apps that weren't really serious. But I was very proud of launching them because I knew exactly how much time and energy they took to get right. But because I had experience building them and getting them right over short periods of time that I challenged myself, I was ready for my immediately next project. And as I kept launching my projects, I know what I'm good at, I know what I need help with, and I know exactly how I would go about launching a project the moment I have my idea. So these are really valuable skills to have. Next is, if you're a beginner, I think this is an incredible opportunity for you because at the end of Sunday, you will have your own no-code app. So you'll have a tangible thing to show on your portfolio or CV. The next time someone says, if you're a builder, prove yourself, what have you done? You actually have something to show. And it only took a weekend for you to, bolster up your CV. So this is incredibly interesting for beginners if you already do not have a portfolio of your own. Next, and this is an incentive for all of you, is that if you win this build weekend, our partner, Softer, this event partner is Softer. I believe it is one of NoCode's most popular tools out there. So the founders are actually coming down to talk to us more on that in just a minute. But Softer is awarding the winner with a generous subscription. So that is one more reason why you might want to attend. The subscription itself is not the price, of course. The fact that you were recognized by a platform like Softer is a really good credential to have as a no-code builder. Next, a little bit about our judges. If you're not part of our community yet, please join because we've announced this already. I'm really happy to announce Curtis and Ash as judges for our first Build Weekend event. And Curtis is an incredible no-coder and a leader in the space. And he is the co-founder of Shoutout. He is one of the strongest voices in the no-code space, not just because he's an excellent no-coder, but also because he's a full-stack developer. And as a coder, he vehemently believes in the power of no-code, and he's the first person to be the flag bearer of the movement. So Curtis is also known for his kindness and support to beginners, and he also advocates low code. So I'm really happy to have him on board because he is the best person to support a beginner who's just starting out their journey. Next, a little bit about Ash. Ash is the co-founder of Bad Unicorn. Bad Unicorn is a product studio where they launch amazing projects very quickly. And some of their projects have gone really viral and they have been featured in the news. So many of their projects are no code. I believe most of their tech stack is no code tools. And Ash is an incredibly kind, generous person, and anyone who knows him on Twitter or from the other no code communities can attest to that. Ash was one of the first few people that I came across in the no-code space, and I used to look up to him so much in January this year when I began my no-code journey. And so I'm really happy to have him as a judge because he gives you so much to look up to, not just in his spirit of giving and kindness, but also in terms of the sheer amount of talent that he brings to the builder space. You have to check out his design skills, his shipping skills, and just his wit in some of these projects that they've built on from Bad Unicorn. So check both of their projects out, Curtis and Ash. Both of them are quite active on Twitter, by the way, so be sure to give them a follow. They are your judges this weekend, and the finalists will be pitching to Ash and Curtis. In the kickoff event, Ash and Curtis will also mention what they're looking for. We will be announcing the judging criteria so that you know exactly what we're looking for as you're building the project. Also really happy again to announce Softer as the event partner for this event. Mariam and Arthur are the founders of Softer. Softer is no-code world's one of the most famous tools in the space for sure. And Mariam and Arthur are known to be really fierce supporters of beginners in the space. And you might be, if you follow them on Twitter, you might see some of their tweets actually promoting, going out of their way and supporting people who've just started building. And you also see them very active on Product Hunt, where they actively participate and engage with some of these builds that have been launched on Product Hunt. So I'm really happy to welcome Softer on board as the event partner for this weekend. They are supporting us in two ways. One is, of course, they're offering the prize, they're awarding the winner. The second thing is they are talking to us. So we'll be talking to the founders directly. We will be talking to Arthur tomorrow, that's Saturday, about Softer, the no-code space, the future of the no-code space, and how they're planning to support the builder community. Please join us so that you can talk to Arthur and listen to him directly. You'll also be able to ask him a few questions during the session. Next, what can I build during Build Weekend? So this is a question that I'm sure you might have if you're a beginner and you're like, I'm really excited about building and sharpening my skills. What exactly can I build during this week? I'm not really sure about ideas. First, go to the community app that I was mentioning. There is an ideas channel where a few ideas have already been submitted, have already been mentioned. You can submit your ideas for feedback as well. But I want to draw your attention to one of the tweets that we posted on the Twitter handle that I mentioned earlier. It can be as simple as launching your own blog, launching your own newsletter, right? As long as it's a no-code project, that is an acceptable submission at the deadline. Let me just see if there's any questions. Yeah, Colin is mentioning about Curtis and Ash. Absolutely. We had the pleasure of talking to and working with Curtis and Ash the past few months. Ash through ODNC 1. Curtis was a member of ODNC 2. He just joined to support the no-coders out there in the fellowship. So Colleen and I know each other from On Deck No-Code Fellowship. I've known Ash from before the fellowship, but I got a chance to work with him and launch an app called Cupid on Deck with him and Wit, the other founder of Bad Unicorn. So that was one of my first fun projects, a weekend project, if you may. So what you can build during this event is, it could be a simple Notion template. And then you could probably sell it on Gumroad, so it could be a Gumroad product. So I actually created a tutorial on how to do this right before this event on YouTube. So if you go back to my channel and check it, you will find the video there. It could be a software directory. If you don't know how to use software, I have a session on how to build a software app on Saturday. You can attend that and you can figure that out. It could be a Glide Apps app. So it could be a Glide app from Google Sheets. If you don't know how to do this, I have a 1-hour tutorial on how to do this. The 4th workshop that I conducted, recorded on my YouTube channel. It is available. Please go and watch that. Apart from that, other tools that you might be familiar with, Adalo. You could launch an Adalo app, or just API automations using Zapier, Automate, or Integromat. Could be a TypeDream website. It's a very quick landing page builder. You could build a landing page using TypeDream. You could also build a landing page using Card. You know how easy it is. That was my workshop number 2. Then we have a choice to launch a website just using Notion, using a tool called Potion. So if you build a website or a web page using Notion, you can convert that to have even more functionality on through a tool like Potion or super.so. Or it could be a Gumroad product that you want to launch. So you could launch any of these. Some of them just don't take any time at all. For instance, a Notion template probably will not take you all weekend at all. Really depends on what you want to build. So it can be as easy as this, or it could be as complex as a bubble app. So it really is up to you and how confident you feel about some of your skills. If you're a beginner, I urge you to start small and set realistic goals. So just to recap on the rules, can teams participate at this time? No, only individuals can participate. It's very important to underline the purpose of Build Weekend. It is to accelerate your learning in the no-code space. The best way to learn is to give yourself a very tight deadline. So during this weekend, if you challenge yourself to build something interesting, then you learn a lot throughout the weekend and on the way. So that is the concept, and therefore individuals are allowed right now, not teams. Second, please make sure to fill the form to register your project. If you register your project, then we will have it on record so that the judges can evaluate your project. Next, please use only no-code tools to build your project. We are not looking at code-based projects. This is not a traditional hackathon. This is a no-code hackathon. So please stay true to the spirit. And then the judges, whatever they decide, that will be final. This is a bonus. Some of the participants have already done this, and I thank you for that. If you want to truly build in public and you want to document your journey, this is what I think you should do. Record a very simple 1-minute video of yourself, 1 or 2-minute video of yourself, just speaking into the camera about what your background is, what your no-code expertise level is, and why you're excited to learn no-code, right? So, and just a little bit about what you expect from this build weekend. What do you think you might have at the end of this build weekend? So this is what I would like you to record on the video. This is a great purpose. This is a great way to for the purposes of documenting your before journey, and then there will be an after segment. So this will help you to stay accountable. Then the moment you're done submitting, we'll revisit that video, and there are a few steps that we will take. So this is not compulsory, but I strongly suggest that you do this. And please send that video to me once you're done recording. No need to worry about the production qualities. It could be, you could just point your phone at yourself and shoot it, or it could be a Loom video that you record directly from your laptop camera. So this is the bonus tip that I have for you. So a few participants have already done this, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen on Sunday. A few other questions that I've got in the last few days, I'm gonna cover them and then go to other questions. Is this a course and is this a workshop? No and no. Build Weekend is for building. This is not a course. This is not for the purposes of learning. The inevitable consequence is that you do learn things, but you do that while building. So this is not a course. You're not going to be taught something. However, to help you on the way, there are a few sessions, but they are not mandatory to attend. You're expected to know what you want to build and what tools you're going to use. To help you, however, there is an introductory session that you can attend if you're an absolute beginner. So that brings me to, I'm an absolute beginner, can I participate? Yes, you can. First, you should probably go watch one of the videos that I already have on my YouTube channel. But if you're watching this really late and you don't have the time, then just attend the introductory workshop that I'm taking on Saturday. I want to build X something, like a complex or simple idea, that I don't know where to begin. So if you're a beginner like this, with a really interesting idea, but you do not know how to begin, I would suggest that you build something that is easy to start with and that you know what the tools are for. So for instance, there are workshops that I've conducted on how to use Card, how to use Notion, how to use Glide, tomorrow how to use Software. So attend one of these sessions and build one of those apps instead in order to sharpen your builder muscle with regards to those tools during this weekend. Once you build and launch that project, which might not be your original idea, you will still feel more confident to launch your original idea in the next few weeks. So for the purposes of Build Weekend, either work on a project that is easy to visualize and therefore easy to build. You can start building and then launching. Or break your idea into the smallest possible fraction of an idea that is realistically possible to be built using the tools that you do know during this weekend. This is an interesting question. Are only software builds allowed? Because software is the event partner, can we use another no-code tool, or should only software be allowed? You can use any no-code tool. There is a workshop on software that might incentivize you or that might convince you to use software over other tools, but there is no there's no rule that you should only use software. You can use other no-code tools as well. I think my idea is too complex to be built over a weekend, and if you believe that you don't know how to build and launch it during just 2 days, I would say that break that entire idea down to something realistic that can be achieved over a weekend. So build that instead of the whole project. Build a part of the project that is still an acceptable submission. Please remember that one of the criteria for judgment is how much progress you've made over the weekend. So it shouldn't be a completely small chunk of your project, but it need not be your whole project either. It could be a sizable chunk of your project that might impress people as to how much progress you were able to make in just a couple of days. Finally, If you're not able to attend a few sessions during the event, there's no problem. You can watch the recordings afterwards if you want, but even if you miss some of these sessions, there is no problem as long as you submit your project before the deadline. So the deadline is 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time on Sunday. Please submit your projects before 6 p.m. to be eligible for completing Build Weekend successfully. So those are the few questions that I wanted to cover during this session. Please let me know in the chat if you have any questions. I'll just check the chat right now. Hey Gokul. Gokul is a friend from Build Camp. It is a bubble design course that we both attended. And he says,
Sorry, I don't understand.
okay, Google is listening to my every word. So Gokul says, I'm missing bubble there, I assume in the list of what you can build over the weekend. Of course, bubble apps are one of the things that you can build during the weekend. Definitely not as easy as the other tools because bubble is incredibly powerful and therefore it is complex to work with. But if you truly want to flex your bubble skills, this is the platform you'll get a better chance to actually build and launch a page on Bubble during just a weekend. That is the ultimate flex, I think, in the no-code world. So please go ahead and do that. I didn't mention it there because it might be a little bit intimidating to beginners, and the other tools might be a little more easy to work with. But yeah, Bubble is definitely in the picture. Any no-code tool that you want to use is fair game. Fit and fine. Hey there, thanks for joining me. And your question is there a submission link? Yes, there is a submission link. So the submission link is available to you in a couple of places. If you open the Google Calendar that I mentioned, every event has a link, and the deadline to submit that is actually mentioned in the calendar. If you click on deadline to submit, it will give you the link to submit it as well. But make sure that you build this during the weekend and submit the project just before the deadline during the event. So you can't submit it right now, obviously, because the event hasn't even started. But the link will have two components. One is the link to your project. So you want to display what you've built. Even if it's not public facing, it's completely fine. And if it's a walkthrough of what you have built instead of the page itself, that's okay as well. So the link is just a URL. Just show us your project, right? Just show us what you've built. The second component of the submission link is a link to your pitch. There is a template. There is a pitch template that has been given to you. It's a Canva link. You just need to edit the pitch on Canva and share that link. So there are two parts to the submission. Both of those links are given in the calendar invite. The other place that they will be there is in the community. So make sure that you're signed up and in the community. Yeah, hey Gokul, it was about the tweet. I will make sure to mention about Bubble in a next tweet. Puneet asks if we have any stuff to work on tonight, which is Friday night in India. There isn't really anything that you have to work on, really, but if you would feel comfortable about starting your building tomorrow by, let's say, practicing a couple of tools that you'll be using, please feel free to go ahead and do that. But otherwise, there's nothing to do tonight. Just get ready for tomorrow, get a good night's rest so that you can work hard on Saturday. Please note that because the deadline is 6 p.m. on Sunday, Indian Standard Time at least, most of your build will be done on Saturday. So you want to be well rested and you want to be all geared up for Saturday. And the first half of Sunday is when you'll be polishing up your project and you'll be getting ready for the deadline. And hopefully you're one of the finalists and you'll be pitching in front of the judges. All right, I think I've covered all questions. If there is if there's any other question that I haven't covered, the best place to put them will be in the FAQs. So there is an FAQs document, the link to which has been provided in the description to this video. You can add a comment to that Notion document with your questions, and I'll add that question in the FAQs and answer them there. So I'll answer those questions asynchronously. If you have questions while you're watching this event right now, add it in the YouTube chat. If you're watching this video after the session has been recorded, then just add your questions in the FAQ document and answer that. I'll answer there. Here's what the community looks like. The link to join the community is in the YouTube description. So we've been discussing and we've been introducing ourselves and talking about project ideas and everything. So join us. There are many channels and important links and everything that are going on here. Next, we have the schedule that I want to talk to you about. Event 0 is what's happening right now. It's a pre-kickoff event. The kickoff event is starting at 9 a.m. Introduction to NoCode. If you're an absolute beginner, this is a must, happening at 12 p.m. All of these are in Indian Standard Time. This is the duration. This is the CET and PST conversions of this time. You can use World Time Buddy here. World Time Buddy is a way to convert times into different time zones. If you click on this link, you can add all of these sessions at once to your calendar. These sessions are not compulsory. Introduction to NoCode, design, pitching, they're not compulsory. You don't have to attend them. I urge you to attend meet the founder of software event though, because you'll be able to talk to Arthur himself. Really good idea to network with him. And then Curtis and Ash are hosting sessions of their own, talking about their own experience in the no-code world, and they're giving actionable tips to you as you build things. So I urge you to come to these sessions as well. This is 30 minutes plus 15 minutes of Q&A. So these are good sessions to attend as well. Then the finale is for the finalists to pitch. Even if you're not a finalist, please come down to cheer on as your fellow builders will present their weekend project. This is the form that I was talking to you about. This is where you're gonna register your project. You're gonna do this before the event starts, so before you submit your project. This needs to be there so that we count your submission against one of the participants in our list that we'll be sharing with the judges. That's about it. Any other questions that you might have, please put it on the chat. But I think I've covered most of them today. I'm really excited about meeting you tomorrow. Registered with an idea, but is there a need to pivot? Can that be done? Yes, that can be done. Please register with a basic idea. If you want to change your idea later, you can always do that. Not a problem at all. This form is just so that we have your name, but by the time you're done submitting the project, we want your idea then. So if you're going to change your idea a little bit throughout the weekend on Saturday or Sunday morning, please go ahead and do that. 6 p.m. is your deadline. So before 6 p.m., you can do whatever you want. You can always go ahead and change some of the stuff on this form. All right, so I've covered all the questions. Thank you so much for attending this session. I'm really excited about meeting you tomorrow. Follow us on Twitter and follow us on the community. Sign up on the community, because there are a few exciting updates that I still have to share that I haven't posted yet. I'll be doing that now and tomorrow morning. I'm really excited about meeting you at the kickoff. Please attend that to meet the judges and meet your fellow participants. I believe Colleen will be there as well. She is a veteran no-code builder, really well known in the no-code space and really well loved for all of her support. She's one of the fiercest supporters of no-coders out there. So she has kindly agreed to join us just as a mentor. So just to help all of us bounce ideas and ask her for her feedback. So really good idea to reach out to her or follow her on Twitter. She has the most exciting compilations of no-code events that happen every week as well. Thank you so much for attending this. I will see you on Twitter and I will see you at the kickoff tomorrow.